Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is, what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. Welcome back to I Want Her Shoes podcast, where real women share real stories about growth, glow-ups, and redefining power in our own shoes. I'm your host, Anna, and today we're bringing the heat for 2026, and we're joined once again by powerhouse Sandra. How do you pronounce your last name?
Njoku.
Sandra Njoku, and known to many of you as Sunny, a fitness coach, nutrition motivator, and the fierce voice behind episode 26, Reclaiming Strength, Motherhood, Movement, and Starting Over. If you haven't heard that episode, go check it out. It's really powerful. And this time, Sunny's back to give us exactly what we need to reset realistic, empowering wellness tips for the new year. And whether you're easing back into movement or ready to level up your training, this is your permission slip to ditch the new year, new pressure mindset and start showing up with purpose and grace. So let's talk about movement, nourishment, mindset, and the self-worth that holds it all together. So I'm really excited to have you back here, Sandra.
Thank you so much for having me back. It feels like home already.
I know. Yeah, I know. And I'm really excited to really dive into this new year topics, especially with fitness and nutrition, because a lot of people are resetting, and a lot of the time people fail miserably, right? So yeah, a lot of people like set up all these fitness goals, right? And maybe a lot of the time they're not even really realistic, right? So why don't we dive right in and talk about like, why do most of these resolutions fail?
Yeah, so you're totally right. Every January, people come in with this huge wave of pressure, I think also peer pressure, of reinventing themselves overnight. And the reason why those unrealistic resolutions fail, not because people are lazy or unmotivated, is because the intention behind the goal is wrong. I think the goal setting around New Year's Eve is coming from the place of guilt, where people are like, okay, I've been celebrating too much. Let me fix myself. Let me undo the holidays, because if we're realistic, the holiday starts at least in the US, somewhere between
like already
October.
started. I mean, it's like from like October, like Halloween.
Halloween, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then all the candies, then comes Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the parties around Christmas. We have Art Basel now.
Oh my gosh,
party
yes,
party.
that's a big party for local folks, and also people come here from out of town, you know, all of that.
Exactly, and some people don't want to miss out, and they think, okay, in January, everything gonna refresh, we're gonna start from zero. And that's where the problem lies, because when you build your goals from the place of punishment, it will certainly fail once life starts to get challenging.
Right.
And I mean, what does it mean? It means once, for instance, you have a big change in your life and you can't keep up with your routine, or let's say your toddler's sleep schedule is changing, or you get a promotion and now you have more responsibility at work, that's when you start giving up and say, okay, I'll try it next year again. So that's why if you want to set goals that are realistic and you want to achieve them, you need to go deeper. You need to go really deep and ask yourself a question. Why do I need this? What is my real why? And you have to give yourself an honest answer, and not the cutesy one that everyone expects from you. Like, oh, I want to look cute in this dress. No, the answer that really hits you into your gut. And I mean by that, such as, example, I want to run after my kids without losing my breath, or I want to finally be in the pictures. And those are not made up scenarios that I'm telling you right now. It's real fitness goals that some of the women were sharing with me when we had an initial consultation call. And I was so appreciative of their honesty, because it's very deep to have those goals. It's their pain points. And that's exactly those people who would have the most success with their fitness goals, because they're coming from that dark place, if you will, where they want to achieve real goals because their why is really valuable and not superficial.
Yeah, no, and I can share my goal, my why, and I actually don't really like doing things during New Year. I kind of like to do them anytime, right?
Yeah.
I decided to just get back in shape because it was just time to do it, and I wanted to do it before the end of the year versus like at the beginning of something, so I think you could do it anytime. You don't need to have some kind of a reset or anything. It's just the time where a lot of cultures and people tend to do it. But I think, as you said, you have to really want to do it. You can't just follow the herd.
The herd, exactly.
Yeah. Because it just because everybody's doing it, like it's the same kind of. I feel like a lot of people do like dry January, or like, why are you doing it? Did you really drink that much? Or maybe you didn't, you know what I mean? Like, you're just doing it because it's like
it's a trend, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why for January, I advise to everyone to set their goals or come from the place of love and not guilt or punishment.
I love that. That's like very positive. Like,
yeah, because you have to be more kind with yourself and not be. I always, because I work a lot with moms, I always say the way you talk to your kids when you're in a loving mood, of course, talk to yourself the same way. Even when something is not going right with your fitness journey, there will be always setbacks, but that doesn't mean that you have to make a hard stop and say, okay, I will try again later. Right. Just pause, take a little break, but then you can always come back where you started.
Yeah, and I think if you come, with anything from more of a positive place, right? It's not like because like I am being a bad person that I'm like out of shape or whatever. It's more about, me being like more healthy, right? And it's more about doing something for yourself, I feel like, right? Like you should look at it that way. Like it's like we should all, as we age, or any time, but I think exactly as we are aging, like that's something we should think about as something doing it for yourself and showing up for yourself versus like a superficial thing, like you said, right? Like the dress or, going to the, like whatever, because those things will come anyways if you really focus on it, right?
Those are benefits that coming anyway with you. So you don't need to reinvent yourself from scratch. You just need you who's aligned with your goals from a deeper place, not superficial, and also who's kinder to yourself during that journey.
Yeah, no, 1000%. No, those are amazing tips. And let's talk a little bit about like micro shifts and big impact. How tiny habits really build consistency, even if you can fall off. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that and some tips that you have. How to structure workouts that fit your season of life as well.
Okay. So I think a lot of people think that they need the entire life overhaul in order to, get back on track. But honestly, you don't. You just need those micro habits that compound with the time, and also they impact your lifestyle and change it for better. And I want to share some of the micro habits that changed my life, and maybe someone will find it useful and would also implement in their life. So one of the micro habits that I have on a daily basis is a non-negotiable daily movement. So I always schedule time, no matter what time it is, either it's in the morning, depending on my schedule, to move with intention, whether it's a strength training, it could be stretch, or just walk with my podcast, I Want Your Shoes podcast, the new episode. And it's all about movement, about me time, because it sets the tone for the day, if you do it in the morning. But even if you do it in the evening, you're finishing the day with the kind of winding down, because you're releasing the energy, but also you're sending signals to your nervous system, telling that I need that energy daily to move my body. So the energy increases every day. So if you don't do anything, the brain thinks that you're not moving, you don't need the energy, so you feel drained. So that's why it's so important to have that non-negotiable 30 minutes to 1 hour with yourself of movement. The next one is the protein anchor method. Always asking yourself, okay, where does my protein comes from? The reason why we need protein is because we want to have that feeling of satiety. And of course, it should come from lean protein and not just, random. First of all, it would regulate your appetite, your blood pressure, your hormones, your energy. And that's a big game changer for us women, because if we feel hungry, then we start to snack on random things.
Your kids like snacks and stuff.
Yes.
I feel like everybody does that, like all the moms out there, because that's the easiest thing to the easiest thing to access. And those snacks, even though they're healthy, but they're not really healthy. Not for us. I mean, maybe for the kids they're fine, but
yeah, it's like empty calories.
Yeah,
that we're adding to our body. So
exactly.
Why would we do that? Yes. And then the third one would be the hydration before caffeine. That's a big one. Right now, people would be like, but I love my caffeine tradition in the morning. I wait for this moment.
How much water should we drink before actually ingesting caffeine?
Just a cup of water. I love to add either chlorophyll or apple cider vinegar or lemon.
So tell us about, I've heard about the lemon, but not the other two.
So the other two, those are really great antioxidants that would that have benefits of cleanse, liver cleanse. They accelerate your metabolism, add energy, and in general, you will feel much better after drinking water. And also they have electrolytes. So once you have your glass of water, after that you can have
ladies,
caffeine.
You can do a glass of water is not that hard to drink. Okay,
it's not just hard.
Drink it quick.
Exactly. Also think that coffee actually dehydrates.
Yes, so absolutely, yeah. You should drink, they say that you should drink like a cup of water to every, if you drink.
Exactly,
coffee,
exactly.
At least 1 or 2 cups of water, because it's definitely very dehydrating.
So, yeah. So that's why we need to start our day with water. And then the fourth one would be adding one upgrading rule. That could be something small, one rule that you can be proud of. For instance, if I'm thinking of scrolling in the evening, think, okay, what would better version of me want at that moment? Better version of me probably would want to stretch or read a book or do something meaningful. Right. So swap for something that you would be proud of. Something, again, it doesn't have to be a huge act of it has to be something small that would add value to your future self that you imagine to become. And then lastly, the evening recovery ritual. Probably I would be the 10,000th person who would say you have to prioritize your sleep.
Of course, yeah.
Because recovery and actually transformation happens not in the gym, it happens during the recovery period.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you sleep, when you doing something restful for your body, for instance, going to a spa or doing saunas, so something that helps you with your muscle recovery, with your mind recovery. I remember when I was in bodybuilding, my coach would really be angry at me, would be mad writing me when I would answer her around 11:30 p.m. Why I'm not sleeping, why I'm not recovering, I'm not gonna achieve those goals. So that's why it's very important to prioritize it and really think of taking your magnesium in the evening, maybe listening to some music that would bring you down, less scrolling, less answering emails. I'm talking to myself right now.
Hey, I think we can all, talk to ourselves and do less of those things.
Do less of those things, yeah.
And as you said, it's like the habits, the little habits and stuff that kind of help us do that, right?
Yes.
And let's talk a little bit more about nutrition. You talked, a little bit about protein and taking some magnesium. Maybe we could talk a little bit more about what a diet kind of should look like for somebody that's, just like trying to be healthy and not really following any kind of diet fads or trends or those kind of things. What is it that Sunny eats in a real, in a day?
In a day. And disclaimer, I'm a real person.
Yes, and the foods also, I think, for women in winter, I mean, we don't have a winter in Miami, but most of the other places in the world, they do have winter.
They do have winter.
So do you change your diet during the season, or like what do we do?
In general, during winter, I think
like in Germany, it's a different diet.
In Germany, it's
in
different.
Toronto,
or in Toronto, yeah. I feel like when I used to live in those countries, my body was definitely craving for something warm, for something
like you're not going for a acai bowl.
Yeah,
stuff like pure Vita kind of things.
Exactly. So it's very important to focus on foods that really nourish your body. So go for soups, stews, something warm, something nourishing that would not only give you a feeling of satiety, but also warm your body from inside out. But also, of course, very important to think about your proteins, your fats. Definitely in high fat, because again, fat gives you energy. But if you are eating, for instance, fats, then try to reduce the amount of carb. Because otherwise, if you combine carbs and fat, that's the worst combination.
Sorry, ladies, even though that's like a yummy, but
exactly,
it's not healthy.
But in general, what I eat in a day, for those who are more in the warm type of climate, I definitely, again, start the day with the warm water, then I have my coffee. After that, I'm always thinking, okay, I need some protein to start the day with the energy.
And why just a quick question about the water being warm. Does it have to be warm, or can it be cold?
Sometimes I also drink it cold, to be honest, but I read scientific study that warm
it's like
water
easier on
digestion.
Okay.
Yes, so there are some scientific proof that it's better than the cold water. So that's why I was following this advice. But sometimes you just have any water that
especially here, it's kind of, if it's really hot, it's kind of hard to have the warm water. Yeah,
it's not really attractive to drink.
So yeah, any water is okay, I think.
Any
probably,
water is
right? Because
okay.
you're getting water, right?
Yes.
So.
I think for many people, just start drinking water in general already, overcoming, you know, that hurdle of
Being
hydrating
yeah, exactly,
themselves. So yeah, drink any water. Also, I know that many people telling me that I don't like water, I don't like the taste of water. Just add those electrolytes that with the taste, you know, they have with the flavor. So if you're not really into plain water, so there are ways.
Yeah. To ingest water.
To ingest water.
Not coffee. Coffee does not count as water.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Sorry.
Right? Darn. I'm drinking so much water, you know.
Yes. And then about the breakfast. So usually I have egg white omelet because I always need my protein. I try to, again, it's for everyone different, but I try to have approximately 130 grams of protein per day. So it's very important for me to incorporate protein in each meal and even snack. After that, I usually have lunch. It's protein, carbs, and veggies. So for instance, it would be salmon, rice, brown rice, and broccoli or asparagus.
Sounds healthy.
To be honest, I don't know. Maybe with the time, I just learned to enjoy it, or
it's all about seasoning.
Seasoning, exactly. I
all
add
that,
seasons.
Right?
And for me, it's very important to have a quick meal that is easy to prepare, because us busy women, we don't have time to, you know, do
a whole thing. You can't like make like a full meal, and it's hard to do that on the go. So
yes. And if I'm in the car, I always have something in my bag, something like nuts, like a trail mix or protein shake, which I always advise to drink right after the training within 30 minutes. It helps you to refuel and with muscle recovery. So very important to have it if you have, active lifestyle.
Yes.
But also if you don't move that much, but you don't get enough protein, I also recommend protein shakes because, again, a lot of people don't get enough
protein in general,
daily.
Yeah. And I guess women 30 to like 45 or 50, how much protein should they have per day?
It depends on their weight and how active they are.
Okay, so there's like a little bit of science behind
there
it.
There is a
data
little bit
and stuff you have to put in.
Exactly, yeah. So, but usually it's 1 gram per 1 kilo of. But again, depends on how active. For instance, for those who are more active, I always recommend a little bit more, 1.2 grams. So
yeah. But can you have too much protein?
You can, because it would, for instance, what happened to me from my own experience during the competition 10 years ago. I had outbreaks on my back, so you can have then, pimples.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, just like too much of it. Yeah,
too much.
You can have bad breath too, probably.
Yes. Yeah,
for sure.
So
you have to find like the right balance, ladies, for that, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of macro calculators, macronutrient calculators. I know that many people don't like to track their macros, but I always advise, because it's part of biohacking, if you will, to know what is the right amount of fats, carbs, and protein that your body needs in order to have the right amount of energy to achieve your fitness goals, to build muscle mass, to lose the body fat. So that's why it's important to track at least for a month to know. Then you will get into a habit.
Right.
And from there, you would already approximately know your portions, how much protein you need, what to eat. Also, I advise asking yourself questions. Okay, how do I feel after certain foods?
Right.
is my energy drained? Do I feel spike of energy? Do I feel bloated? All those questions, you really listen to your body, you analyze.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, like after you, yeah.
Because, there are a lot of influencers and diets where you have to eat this, you have to eat that, but they don't know you. They don't know what your body analysis is, what you are made of. So it's very important to always take into consideration your personal profile. What are your health in general?
Yep.
What foods cause you, heartburn, for instance? Yep. All this analysis would benefit you to get a little bit closer to achieving your ultimate goal.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is the power of mindset over motivation, because sometimes, like the results are slow. Like, how do we kind of stay motivated? And, I think confidence probably also comes from showing up, not just showing off, and consistency too, right?
I would probably go back to the very first thing we were discussing, the reason behind.
Yes, exactly. Why are you trying to do a reset at New Year? Right?
Why are you doing that in the first place? Because again, there will be always something that coming in between. Either it's a big birthday or a night in Vegas that you have to celebrate and then recover from it for a month. And it's very important not to give up and always go back to analyzing, okay, I started this here, I came so far, so I need to continue, even if it's not perfect, just showing up for myself. Again, sending signals to your brain, because it's always a connection. If brain sees, okay, you're doing some movement, you're trying to eat healthy, it encourages you to do it further. And again, a slow progress doesn't mean no progress. I'm gonna repeat this again.
I love it. I think that's a great quote. A slow progress doesn't mean no progress. Yeah, because it's still progress, and you should give yourself credit for it.
And also analyze, how do you feel?
Sore.
Yeah. Good.
It's good though.
The energy level,
right?
How was it a month ago when you just started this fitness journey? Was it here or was it here? It's probably here already. Do you feel stronger? Can you do, for instance, 10 push-ups instead of 5 when you start? So always think of those little metrics that you can measure for yourself, and then if you see the progress there, celebrate those, because those are actually great achievements. You add up those, and then at the end it will follow. It will follow in the mirror, it will follow with the compliments from your loved ones. It always follows. It's just the consistency over perfection.
No, that's great advice, 1000%, because I think you just have to show up, right? Show up and do, even if you have 15 minutes, right, to do something. It might take longer, but if you consistently do it, then you will see results. And then I think once you see those results, then you do more of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you're like, now it's working, then you're even more motivated. So then you actually are enjoying it more and stuff. And you kind of change your psychology a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
So, well, Sunny, thank you so much for bringing your wisdom, energy, and no BS wellness mindset back to the podcast. Your journey reminds us that strength is personal, food is fuel, and movement is one of the purest forms of self-respect. To our community this year, may your fitness not be about the scale, but about how you feel when you step into a room. Really, right? It's about your mindset, as it always goes back to that.
Yes, to that.
Yes, and may your meals be nourishing, your rest be sacred, and your habits reflect the woman or man that you're becoming, not the one you're trying to fix. And we're never really starting over. We're starting stronger.
Yes,
right? And I love how you said that in the other podcast.